Hi everyone, it's Taylor. I'm here with my good friend Jill. I know you've all been anxious for my interview with her, and I'm finally down in Penang with my sister, so we thought we would do the interview now. And I know you've been waiting forever for it. So, you want to know more about Jill? Stay tuned. Okay, Jill, I think probably everybody knows you're a Kiwi.
Yes.
But tell us just a little bit about your background.
My background, yes, I'm a Kiwi. I lived in Canada though for 10 years and England for a couple of years before that. Then I went back to New Zealand when I had my two girls, and I've been here for the last 8 years.
8 years, same as me. Yeah. It's funny because Jill and I both met each other at an expat coffee meet shortly after we both moved here, and we became friends right away, and we've been really, really good friends ever since. Yeah. It's hard that I'm living in KL now, but we're still, we still see each other as much as we can.
Yeah.
So Jill, I think probably people would be really interested to know how a single woman decided to move to another country to retire.
Yeah, good question. The time that I retired, it was before retirement age really, but what happened was there were the earthquakes in Christchurch, which shut down many businesses, got rid of a lot of jobs, places, it was hard to find a place to rent that didn't cost you the earth. And so my job was over, and so did some number crunching and realised that I would be better off coming here to live and just living on my savings and interest than getting a job with not much money and living there, because everything is so expensive in New Zealand at the moment, and
Yes.
It's so reasonable here. So it was a no-brainer. I retired early and here I am.
Jill asked me to break in here because she forgot to mention how much she would have benefited from a YouTube channel like mine when she was doing her research on retirement. She wanted to make sure she got that plug in for Taylor's channel. Thanks, Jill. Now back to the interview. What kind of work did you do?
I was a physio initially, but more latterly I'd been doing bookkeeping, accounting.
You mean physical therapy?
Physical therapy, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that seems kind of physical work too, isn't it? I mean,
It is, yeah. I haven't done that for many years though.
okay. And do you have children?
I have two daughters, one's 33 and one's about to turn 30.
Of course, I know she has two daughters, and you guys probably do too if you've seen the other videos.
Oh yeah, they've been on.
And what's really cool is that Jill's daughters both visit her quite often, and that's really nice. I mean, it was tough during COVID, but...
Was tough during COVID, but they absolutely love coming to visit me here. So, and I think they come here for maybe 3 weeks, sometimes 6 weeks. I actually see more of them living here, than I would if I was at home and seeing them every now and then. So
Yes.
it's lovely.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I understand too that they actually do things like go to the dentist here instead of in New Zealand.
Yep. It's such good quality here and so much cheaper. It's ridiculous. Hannah actually had an MRI when she was here last time.
Really?
Yeah, because she was going to have to wait for 6 months under the private system in New Zealand. Public system would have cost her about 9 times what it cost her here.
Wow.
And she got in the morning and had it done that afternoon.
Had the results in the afternoon?
Yep, everything.
That's so typical here. It's amazing.
It's incredible.
Do you feel like it's at all uncomfortable for you being single in a country like Malaysia?
No. I feel safer here than I've felt probably anywhere else I've lived in the world. And coming here, that was one of my main worries, was that I wouldn't be able to meet anybody and I'd be lonely, blah, blah, blah. And Hannah said to me, if it doesn't work out, just stay 3 months, come home and look at it as a holiday.
Exactly.
And here I am 8 years later. It's really easy to meet other expats because we're all in the same position. We're all kind of a subgroup that looking for friends.
No, I found that too, but I have local friends too.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I have more local friends in KL than I did in Penang.
Right. Lots of local friends too, because the people are so lovely and friendly. And, you know, they want to get to know you, which is great.
Well, Jill and Ellen and Paul, who I've interviewed before, we've become like this tight little group of American. Well, we think of you as being American, even
Not
though
American.
you're Kiwi. But we're just a tight little group, and
Yeah.
it's really nice. I mean, we know other people here, but we're just sort of a tight group.
Yeah.
When you were looking to leave New Zealand, or perhaps leave New Zealand, did you look at other countries besides Malaysia?
I read quite a bit and researched what I could on the internet about other countries, but the reason probably that I chose Malaysia was I have a friend who lives in Johor on the Singapore Strait, and I went to visit her a couple of times, and then I thought, she's still there in that warmth every single day of the year, and I'm in Christchurch freezing.
Yes, well, I understand that you don't really like cold weather.
I don't like cold weather, no.
I don't know how you survived in Canada then.
I know. Then I went to Queenstown, which is one of the coldest places in New Zealand, and then I went to then it was lovely, and then it became too cold, and then I went to Christchurch, which was warmer again, and then it became too cold, so then I just came here.
Wow.
And I'm never cold here.
Never cold here,
Never cold
certainly not today.
No, no, it's toasty.
Did you have any adjustment getting used to the food here?
No, not really.
Oh, that's another thing. I mean, I think I've mentioned before that Jill is vegan.
Yeah.
Is that a challenge for you to find vegan food here?
It's probably less of a challenge here than at home, actually.
Really?
I mean, at home they've got
There's-
lots of vegan cafes popping up, but they're so expensive you can't afford to go to them anyway. Whereas here, a lot of the food is Indian, and a lot of Indian food
Indian,
is vegan. So
vegetarian,
it's
yeah.
perfect for me. It's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, because you like spicy food too, right?
Yeah, spicy and Indian and vegan.
That's
perfect.
important.
Yeah.
Probably already seen the video with my sister and brother-in-law, and it's been challenging with her here because she doesn't like spicy food and she has a lot of dietary issues. So like I've lived here the same amount of time as you, and I've moved several times, but you've stayed in the same apartment the whole 8 years.
I have. Yeah, it really suits me. It's just perfect location, and you know, I know lots of people around about and people in the building, and you know, it's quite a nice little place. Not as posh as other people's. I'm a bit of a
It's nice.
povo,
It's nice enough, nice view.
but it's nice enough, exactly.
So, and you don't have a car either. Is that a problem to get around?
Not really. I mean, everything I need is within walking distance, and then if not, if I need to go into Georgetown or somewhere further afield, I just get a grab, which is, as you know, reasonably
Easily.
priced.
Jill lives in Tanjung Tokong. She can walk almost anywhere here. You even walk as far as the mall, so too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes I walk into Georgetown, which takes about an hour, but have to do it in the morning.
And on cooler days like than today.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it now, that's for sure. But yeah, I haven't found not having a car too bad, really.
So what would you say to people who are afraid to go retire in another country, especially alone?
I would say it's not as scary as you think it's going to be, certainly not in Malaysia. And, you know, if it doesn't work out, you just go home. I would encourage people to give it a go.
Yes, you can always give it a try,
Yeah.
and not bring all your stuff at first go.
Yeah, I came with 2 suitcases.
Me
so-
too. We travel light,
Yeah.
but I don't have 2 suitcases worth of stuff anymore.
No, I have a little bit more than that.
Other than all your walking, do you like swim and stuff like that?
Yep, I swim in the pool quite often, day and night, because it's always warm enough. I do yoga. I do, yeah, there's a...
Do you go to an actual yoga class?
No, I just do it. I used to, but now I just do it here, my own time.
You've got plenty of room.
Yeah, plenty of room. And then there's lots of walking groups. So there's one that goes up Pearl Hill every Thursday, and then there's another one that goes on a hike every Sunday. So there's plenty of activities.
And what else do you do?
I play mahjong, learnt with you. I play bridge a lot. That's quite time consuming.
Yeah, I never got into that.
No.
But Jill and I took mahjong lessons together,
right.
and then we played a lot together and with other groups.
Yeah.
I sort of stopped going, but Jill's continued all this
Yep.
time, and then Ellen has joined the groups too.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good way to pass the
So
time.
it is a fun game.
Yeah.
I kind of miss it.
Yeah. And then, of course, Penang, a lot of the activity revolves around food. So there's lots of lunches, dinners.
Do you do anything with the IWA, the International Women's Association?
Yeah, I do occasional things with them. They've got quite a lot going on, several things per week.
You've not been in the choir?
You do not want me in a choir, no. I've not been in the choir. But they do quite a lot. They do quite a lot of good charity stuff, and they also have some, good things going on. So it's worth it, worth joining them.
Yeah, it is. They do a lot of good work. For people that are interested in the arts or theater and stuff, do you think there's enough here to satisfy them?
That's tricky. Before COVID, there was a quite a good theatrical scene. It's kind of diminished a lot. But there was a play a little while ago, which I didn't go to, and there's going to be a philharmonic thing in a couple of weeks. And then the Georgetown Festival has been cut to nearly nothing.
Oh.
That was a wonderful annual event.
Penang Pack is still gone,
Well, they are having something there in a couple of weeks.
so the space still gets used a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because it was a lovely,
I know,
lovely space.
I know. But I think it's just going to take time for that to all build up again. There's quite a lot of artists and wonderful artists in Penang, though.
Yes, you have a tailor on the wall.
I know. Good example. And also there's that lovely bookshop in Georgetown, Hickey Art, which has wonderful movies on every week, really alternative movies.
Yeah, that's a great place. That's
Yeah.
where I got my new book,
Yeah.
The House of Doors.
Oh, okay.
And how about shopping? Is shopping easy here?
Shopping's easy. You can get pretty much everything that you can get anywhere else. Let's see, what can't you get? I can't think of anything really. I mean, a few food items that would be quite nice to have here are not available, but I mean, there's so much more that makes up for that. Like you can buy mangoes all year round, and they're so cheap, and coriander and lemongrass and turmeric, and everything is just so wonderfully cheap and fresh and beautiful.
I've kind of found, and a lot of people say this, is that it's usually almost cheaper to eat out in Malaysia than cook at home. Do you find it the same, even being vegan?
Probably it's cheaper for me to eat at home because I'm only buying vegetables and tofu and whatever, but it's not much difference. So
Okay.
I just think maybe eating out all the time is probably not so good for your waistline.
Yes,
So,
I know that.
I tend to eat quite a few of my meals at home, but I do eat out 3 or 4 times a week, which is way more than I could ever afford in New Zealand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, and I know you like a cocktail every now and then too, but
Yeah.
the cost of alcohol is one of the most cost prohibitive things in Malaysia.
Yeah.
It's understandable why, but it is still kind of annoying that
Yeah.
you can't
I
get-
mean, that is the one thing at the grocery store that is way cheaper in New Zealand. Everything else is so
and
much
it's
more
not
expensive.
cheap in New Zealand either.
Oh, you can get a really good bottle of wine for $15, New Zealand.
And you can only get a really bad bottle
You
of
can only
wine for
get a
$15
Crappy
here.
bottle of wine for that here. So that's the only thing that's cheaper though.
But it keeps us from drinking too much
Exactly.
too.
It's not a bad thing really.
So do you think it's a good location as far as traveling to other countries?
It's a fantastic location if you're interested in Southeast Asian countries. I mean, to get anywhere really is so quick and so cheap. If you're
Yes.
prepared to go on Air Asia, which is often the only airline flying, it's amazing. Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, India, Bali, Philippines, all just so cheap and easy to get to.
Yeah, I mean, I need to explore some more. I've
me
done a lot of
too.
travel here, but I guess now that COVID's over, we can start thinking
Yeah.
about doing it again now.
Yeah. I mean, since I've been here 8 years, I've been up to Hoi An in Vietnam 8 times.
I know, I
I
love
take
that.
all my visitors up there.
And probably Liz and Phil have talked about Hoi An on the last video
Right.
a lot.
Oh, it's so gorgeous.
Yeah, they loved
Yeah.
it. Are you interested in dating, or what's the dating scene like for expats?
For women, not good.
Not good?
For men, very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so unfair, but that's true.
I know.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
I know of single women who have met men here.
True, true. Maybe they're not quite as picky as I am.
Picky.
I don't know.
Well, and you're comfortable with yourself, and
Yeah.
you don't feel like you need a man to complete yourself.
exactly. I like being independent, actually. Having spent my entire life basically with somebody, I'm happy on my own right now.
So, Jill, do you miss New Zealand, or how often do you go back?
I do miss New Zealand, but the most important things that I miss are my family and my friends. The country is incredibly beautiful. It's like stunning. Have you been?
Never been. I
Never
remember
been.
I was going to go just
That's
before
right.
COVID.
Oh, that's right. I know that the country is incredibly beautiful, but it has become so expensive that I just don't know how people do it. I don't know how they live there anymore.
Well, I doubt it's a retirement destination.
No, it's not a retirement. Not unless you're incredibly wealthy. And then it would be wonderful, but you know, as long as you don't mind a bit of cold. But yeah, I miss my kids and I miss my friends, but I don't miss the weather or the prices.
Okay, Jill. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me today. I know I've been putting this off because it's our schedules, and when I come down to visit, I'm busy and you're busy,
Yeah.
and so this has been really great that you were able to sit down with me today and finally do this.
Hey, you're
Everyone's going to
welcome.
love it. Everyone wants to know why a Kiwi would move to Malaysia, right?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of good reasons.
So thanks, Jill.
Yeah, you're welcome. Lovely to interview with you.
I don't usually hug my interviewees, but she's special. So thanks, everyone. This has been a really enjoyable talk with Jill, and I hope you enjoyed it too. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and check the notification bell too, so you won't miss any of my other videos. But that's all I have for today. We're getting ready to go out tonight with, guess who? Liz and Phil, and Ellen and Paul. So you guys know all of them by now. I'm going to wind up now. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.
Get